Every one of us is familiar with the Monday blues. For children, it is the day they dust off the lethargy of the past weekend and head to school. But for working adults, this is a day of transition from the weekend relaxation to the usual grind of offices and cubicles. But what if you're suddenly informed that your peaceful escapade of 2 days is over with a new work week of 6 days? That's what has happened in Greece. The Hellenic Republic, which is part of the European Union, has introduced new labour regulations from the 1st of July. These have officially incorporated a 6-day work week model for Greece. This means a normal legal work week of 48 hours instead of the previous 40. Employees can choose to work more if companies want them to. So those who work more will also be paid more. So which sectors are affected by the new model? Select industrial and manufacturing facilities and businesses that provide round-the-clock services. But tourism and food service industries are excluded. So what's the rationale behind this decision? Well, Greece has been battling a severe economic crisis and crippling debts that have worsened since 2009. The debt crisis of 2009 had nearly put the country out of the Eurozone. But Greece avoided the worst-case scenario by accepting a series of bailouts worth billions of euros from EU creditors. This in turn introduced strict austerity measures to reduce government spending and shrink the budget deficit. So simply put, it looks plausible that Greece wants its people to work for more number of hours to give more strength to its economy. But the question is, can it solve Greece's broader economic problems, or is it only a short-term fix? The Greek economy, by the way, is doing better now than during its debt crisis days. But challenges still remain. For instance, low productivity rates. In 2022, the country's GDP per hour was just $34.5, much behind the $53.8 average of the member states of the OECD, or Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, an intergovernmental body of 38 countries that aims to stimulate economic progress and world trade. In fact, among the EU members of the OECD, Greece ranks the last in productivity levels. That's not all. In the last 10 years, many young and well-educated Greeks have left the country because they saw better opportunities abroad. So these regulations can also help deal with labour shortage, at least in the short term. The Greek government says the new rules will simplify administration, reduce probation periods to 6 months, and shine a light on overtime. But the opposition, trade unions, and public sector workers such as teachers, transportation workers, and more have been protesting. So let's take a deep dive and weigh the pros and cons of the move. As per Eurostat, workers in Greece already put in one of the highest amount of work hours per week among the Western countries. They clock 39.8 hours every week. Work hours have more or less been edging towards the 6-day model, with many people already working more than 5 days. While the government says longer work hours means higher pay, the flip side is Greece has high inflation and its annual wages are among the lowest in EU countries. The question still is, can higher pay neutralize that? To the surprise of many, Greece is bucking the global trend being seen in countries such as Germany and Belgium of experimenting with fewer work hours or days. As far as the impact of the new regulations on the Greek economy is concerned, many experts think a positive outcome may not be a certainty. And over time, the Greek government may have to think of more structural changes to strengthen its economy. Incentives such as viable career paths, equal opportunity, and higher pay that reflect people's professional expertise could also help in the long run. So a day taken away from the weekend could just be a short-term fix to Greece's economic woes. A harder look at the existing challenges and corrective action could be the best course of action. Well, that's all in this edition of Connecting the Dots. This is Munmun Bhattacharya signing off. We'll see you next week with more raging issues. Goodbye for now from all of us in the Delhi newsroom. Take care and stay safe.